A real-life band inspired the creator of Outerbanks so much that he made a fictional TV show about them. Welcome back to the 25 Days of Media You May Have Missed, the series where I'm taking you through 25 pieces of media that I think didn't get enough attention this year. Today, I want to talk about the Runarounds. This show follows a high school band right after they graduate, and they have this timeline of needing their band to be successful before the end of the summer, because if they can't make this a real career, everybody has to break up, go to college, and really do something else with their lives. And everyone except for our sort of leader of the band has a plan for life outside of music. But your sort of golden retriever character with a heart of gold believes that he will definitely be able to make this a real life career. And despite a lot of unsupportive parents, girlfriends, and an industry that is quite difficult to break into, over a single season you get to watch each one of these individual characters in this ensemble cast come together and learn something about themselves, and really, as can be expected in this type of show, come of age in a very different way. But one of the most interesting parts of this show is the music behind it and the band itself. The cast of the Runarounds is a real-life band, and they've been together and making music for years. They were originally found by the creator of Outerbanks, and when he worked with them, he realized that there was something here. For years, he then worked with these guys to develop an entire story around them to build an actual TV show. From that, he took stories from their past, from their work as a band, and of course, additional fictional elements, and built the television show that would then become the Runarounds. So, part of the reason why the chemistry between these characters is so good is because these actors have been friends for years, and they're building an entire story around their world as a band. And the really interesting part was the music. Because you had this band that had been together forever, wrote music, and wanted to continue making music together, the writer's room actually had the band write all of the music for the television show. And it's particularly interesting because a lot of the music really ties to what's happening in the show, as in theory, these characters are being inspired to write the next song based on the things that are happening to them. And when you listen to the band talk about that process, they were tasked with writing songs that matched what was going on in the plot. However, sometimes they didn't even have the entire script. There were songs that were written based off of having a full script and understanding what was going to happen, and the guys would sit down together and try to write a song inspired by what was happening in the show. But other times they would just have an outline or story beats that they needed to hit in the song. And so they were making music that sometimes had a lot of detail behind it, and other times just had a feeling or a couple of plot points. And it's a real testament to how talented these guys are that all of the music really fits the storyline, feels really cohesive, and feels like this band is writing it together, and also shows a musical journey. As the band is working harder and focusing more, the music itself gets more complicated and better. And I think it's such an interesting element of this show that these actors were living and breathing these characters, but they were also building music that fit these characters, not necessarily just their own personalities. And of course, the team that made Outerbanks knows how to make a good teen hit. I feel like it's such an interesting meta creative process that was put together for this show, and I do think it got a little buried. So for you, did you hear about the Runarounds before this? Did you watch it, and what did you think? Let me know, and be sure to follow along and return for tomorrow's 25 Days of Media You May Have Missed.